never slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no...
To see up here. I mean, we've not got like the Titans that we had last year per se. You know, it was really just the
51-50 has the advantage, but it just changes with every taking move up the inside. Wonderful stuff.
We just passed the point of the circuit yesterday where car push a year-long four-way fight between Uriarte, Carpe, Quiles and Peroni, and then like the likes of Morelli.
And we're just in for a replica of last year's race, so yesterday's race. So.
Race came undone. Yaroslav, the number 17, he's up into 13th on this one. He's actually there in the end as well, but this year it's just all to play for now, despite Uriarte.
So far.
Yeah, it's no one's really got the pace as before. It's a high two. She nerfed wide by Marco Morelli yesterday. That's why Morelli, the Argentinian, got his long lap penalty. And Danish being up the top.
Yeah, absolutely superb. Let's hope this is important of the rest of the...
The last time around. They are going to get quicker and quicker as they get more confident. The curves and White, but all cleanly through today. Look at the number 7, Beñat Fernandez, going round the outside at the final
season, because this is incredible stuff. Right, it's Christian Daniel Jr. who has the advantage.
Lines will get drier, they can use a lot more of the track lap by lap as the sun starts to beat down. Corner, he's up from 13th on the grid.
Martinez, the Venezuelan, in second place.
Here in Mugello, and things heat up. There is Uriarte, you're already up into the podium positions.
And Beñat Fernandez, of course, he's already had a win in race. Pratama in third.
Previous winner so far this season.
And the 34 of Zinmatani's in second, 2 at Le Mans, so we know he has pace, but he's been a bit disappointing the last couple of races, obviously trying to put that right. But oh my goodness, look at that. No one has the slightest, no one's able to open up more than a place. A Japanese, 18-year-old Japanese, and he had a fine run yesterday. He was quite close to the front. Pratama, the 54, alongside Brian Uriarte on the 51, and up the inside. 2 or 3 bike length lead, and it doesn't last for more than a corner or two.
Morelli's managed to make some progress.
Actually ended up in 8th place, but now looking really strong there in second place. The 85 is the 50 of Carter Thompson, the Australian.
And look at the 13 of Hakim Danish as well. Now he's up into 10th position, is the Argentinian, consistently sort of the rider that seems to have the most pace.
5 of Mike Yu, it is his nickname here at Singapore.
The series leader has managed to pick all their pockets nearly and up in towards 2nd or 3rd place in hand at the moment. But you know, time is running out. It's going to be 2 laps.
The Thai rider fell out. Look at that! It's about 10 of them side by side as they
now. Brian Uriarte snatches the lead right back from Carter Thompson. That's when they cross the line. Oh! That was a huge moment between Mounsey and Beñat Fernandez.
Yeah, I saw Mounsey go over the hill.
Danish, who's going to come into first up. It's not Uriarte then. So the slipstream effect was a brilliant set of moves.
Absolutely, and everybody, you know, there's only 3 drift wide, and then he sort of yanked the bike back into line, and but unfortunately Beñat Fernandez
really takes old Beñat Fernandez, slots into 3rd. Sullivan Mounsey gets squeezed there. The number
3 seconds covering the whole grid at the moment. So 51, it is Brian Uriarte with the advantage was there, but they got away with it anyway. So the 54 now of Veda Ega Pratama, yesterday's winner, takes the lead.
In between 2 other riders, proper sandwich job that was, gets pushed back to 7th place, so in the lead.
Advantage.
Well then, through the chicanes they come. It is the 50.
Lead again, out onto the start and finish. There'll be just 2 laps remaining when they cross the stripe this time.
We now have Uriarte from Danish. It's actually were with us championship leaders.
Right, and Mitani went from 2nd.
1 from the 7. You've also got Singapore back there, the number 85. He's up from but it could be that time again, Peter. Pratama pulls the pin. Will he make it back to 9th? Wow, there you go. That's what can happen. That is why it's messy. 20th on the grid, Peter. Goodness gracious me.
Well, I think, you know, it looks up
2 of 2 here in Mugello. He's decided the time is now. He's got the... But as we saw yesterday, when it it gets to crunch time, the key is to just go
for. And there's a 7. What a great move from Beñat Fernandez. Goes past Uriarte and into the lead.
pace, getting out the way of all this chaos as Mounsey switches to the inside then. I thought his head for it.
Yeah, Beñat Fernandez is going for it up the inside there, the number 7. You're looking back. Absolutely wonderful move going into the climbing right-handers of Arabiata 1 and 2.
Airbag had gone off in that collision with Beñat Fernandez, but it's Uriarte going into the lead. Wow!
Act the number 7, Beñat Fernandez. You're on board with Uriarte.
Now in first and third place now in this race. You got the 2 winners from the World Supersport 300.
So good, isn't he, off the end of the track? But that's the first corner of the lap. He needs to be in front of the last corner. You were on board with Uriarte.
Now it's the 100 Championship last weekend. Fernandez and Thompson taking a win apiece. Really good stuff, carrying through. Well, it looks to be then. It's Uriarte, goes wide there. Goes wide, but does he cut it back on the inside? Yes, but it's back similar to what we had a couple of laps ago. Christian Daniel Jr. up there into 4th position as that confidence. Beñat up 12 places. Singapong in 5th though, up 15 places. He only slots into 3rd position. Where's Danish? Danish is in 6th place at the moment. Keep your eye on the 3rd team. Well, playing it very, very sensibly indeed. And you got Carter Thompson and Singapong. Just what a ride this is by the Thai rider.
Absolutely, you can see how close the whole grid still is as we go around.
The series leader, he needs to be so clever in these final laps. He can't afford to keep losing. It's behind him.
And just as we had yesterday, nobody within ready to complete lap 2.
What happened here? This was the move from Beñat Fernandez. Big points to Uriarte, or the championship could be back on.
And it could be back on if they'd able to show any kind of advantage at all. And in fact, when you look at the fastest laps,
Fernandez, yeah, there you go, just hung it out wide, extra throttle and switched it straight through up the inside.
Pratama picks up another 25 points. He is a 54, and he said yesterday, I just went fast, I wasn't thinking about anybody for the race. Willem Planck down in 15th place.
Just cruel, isn't it? The hold with the right-hander.
Oh, brilliant stuff. That's 180 kilometres an hour, 112 miles an hour there is that else. No plan, just go for it. And here he is going for it again, but behind him is Sullivan Mounsey.
Field covered as well by 4.7 seconds. It's just as close as it really
move uphill. The 51 of Brian Uriarte has the advantage again, out onto the start and finish.
This is the best we've seen from Sullivan Mounsey by far. It's a cracking performance, whatever happens here on gets, to be honest, at this stage. Beñat Fernandez
to complete lap 2.
Down the straight they come then, weaving in, and he's got Beñat Fernandez for company as well, who goes up into the lead through Arabiata 2. Just biding his time behind Brian Uriarte. A couple riders going on the green there is moving from one side of the track to the left and trying to keep it fairly sensible as Thompson.
And he drops. Oh, they're off at 34. That's the 34 of Zen Mitani.